I will call this meeting to order and note that all members are present. I will lead our flag salute presenters today. Sage Holcomb in kindergarten in Miss Bethany Clark's class. Her parents are Forrest Holcomb and Peyton Jones, and her hobbies are playing with Legos, softball, gymnastics, and playing with friends. And Cambry Reed, second grade. Her teacher is Miss Stephanie Kelly. Her parents are Chase and Brittany Reed. Her interests and hobbies are playing softball, gymnastics, and spending time with her 9 puppies. She also enjoys spending time with her friends, family, and cheerleading. All right, ladies.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, girls. We've got something for you, and you can just sit up here and take a picture with us. There. That's mainly for your parents, but here we have something for you that you'll like. It's got snacks in it. All right, thank you for coming. Good job, ladies. Good job.
And I wanna go there.
All right, item B, have to administer the oath of office to seat 3 elected board member, Dr. Dana Eversole. Repeat after me.
Okay.
Doesn't count. I, Dr. Dana Eversole, hereby declare under oath that I will faithfully perform the duties of seat 3 Board of Education.
That I will
Faithfully
perform the duties of seat 3
Board of Education
Board of Education
of the Talcott Public School District,
of the Talcott Public School District,
number I-35,
I-35,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
all the duties pertaining
to
said office
office
and obey the Constitution and laws
and obey the Constitution and laws
of the United States and Oklahoma.
of the United States and Oklahoma. Congratulations.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
5 more years. She's active. Just like that, and then we will get that 2 for me. Item C1, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following reorganization of the Board of Education. I need a motion to nominate a president.
I make the motion to nominate you, Ms. Nemo.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Aye. And aye. I need a motion to nominate a vice president.
I'll make a motion to nominate the vice president. I would like to nominate Sean Kaufman.
I second.
We all second, yes.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. I will make a motion to appoint the following to the 23-24 school year. Clerk of the Board, Brittany Bloodsworth. Treasurer, Kevin Dudley. Deputy Treasurer, Sabrina Garner. Encumbrance Clerk, Sabrina Garner. Minutes Clerk, Wendy Wallace. Deputy Clerk of the Board, Shauna Batson. Deputy Minutes Clerk, Karen Arnell. Activity Fund Custodian, Karen Arnell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item D, Tigers Roar, THS Central.
Good evening to everyone. I'm Ms. Mashburn, I'm the Assistant Superintendent, and I'm over secondary. At this time, I would like to showcase a couple of our sites. The first site that I would like to showcase, there are going to be some pictures scrolling through, and that is Central. Central Academy is a part of our high school, but it's in a separate location. And some of the things that they've done collectively as a group right now, they have completed 285 classes. This includes credit recovery and regular on-target classes. For this year, they will have 17 seniors that will graduate.
That's awesome.
The students have toured RSU, NSU, TCC, and ICTC. We have 2 seniors that have received acceptance letters both to NSU and RSU. So the students are getting out, getting to experience and see if there's anything that they're interested in. Art is infused every day through many activities. There's a partnership with Cherokee Nation. They have cultural visits. They're learning basket weaving, how to make corn husk dolls, learn how to play Native American games, along with other things to paint for pleasure. So there's really been a great positive environment. Students are really, they have a fit, they have a niche. There's a place for them, and they have a really great staff, and they have a great leader in Sherry Young. So I'd like to give her a round of applause. The second site that I want to showcase is Tahlequah High School. As you know, Tahlequah High School is a huge site, and it has about 1,300 students, way over 100 staff members, and there have been a lot of great and exciting things taking place. I have our District Teacher of the Year here in just a moment, and he's going to showcase some points about that. And we also have a quick video to share with you that has gone viral. I don't know what all that means, but I just know it's had a lot of people look at it and really go back to it. So I think there are some star dancers in this room, and I'm gonna look around and see who all they are, that just building that spirit. So one of the things that I think last month we were honoring our VPs and our vice principals, Desi Cyphers, Mark Jordan, Stacy Foley. They work closely with Natalie Cloud. Natalie Cloud is the head high school principal, and they have worked together. The discipline we've been looking at, really working, putting those structures in place. Everybody's getting back into the routine. We know what we just came through. We know we just came through the pandemic. We know we're trying to get kids back into accountability, routine, and all of those. As of March, our suspensions are half. As of March last year, they were at about 43, they're at 21. March last year, our staff was at 56 and it's at 28. So that staff, that's the alternative to suspension when they go to Sherry's side in the evenings, and they have at Central classes from 3:15 to 7:15. So they may not be able, they're in trouble, they may not be able to attend, it's staff only, and then they go there to attend and continue to have their classes. And our boot school is about the same. Our boot school, that is where it's another opportunity for a student not to be suspended and sent home. It's the Tahlequah Behavior Management Modification
Program.
It used to just be called boot school. That was so much easier for a girl like me just to say boot school. But some of the students that go there, they may have been caught doing something that they shouldn't be, something such as vaping, some illegal substances sometimes, but we give them an opportunity to go over there. First offenses are 30 days. Marcus Sams runs that, and he does a fantastic job. This year we've implemented restorative justice, and they have some videos and different educational materials that they watch and go through for whatever they've done. So if it is vaping, it might teach them, the dangers of vaping or whatever, and they can earn up to 10 days off or 5 days off. Natalie, is it 5? No, it's 10. It's 10 days. And so there are some things like that going on. So we're very proud of that. We're proud of our VPs and our principal. Another thing this year, we have Late Start Friday. And at the high school, there's not a collaborative time because you may have 10 in an English department, but you may only have 2 on a plan at the same time. So those 2 might can plan, but not the whole department. So when you have Late Start Friday, you have 50 full minutes where those teachers can plan, collaborate, and try to look at lessons and really try to pull up the rigor. And this month, mapped out each week was something and a product that teachers were to do, whether it was, establish your norms, look at where you are. So each of these core content areas, students were still able to come on and other teachers would watch that. We're just tweaking it every year, just trying to make it better and give everybody an opportunity to do that. It has really been good. Right now, they're really focusing on the essential standards, taking all those Oklahoma standards and really looking at those ones and saying, we only have so many days that we're here. We can only do so much while we're here. What are those core ones that are going to carry over so we can get the most bang for our buck? So that's what they've been working on, and so that's been very exciting. Next year, our focus is Tier 1. Statistics say that in Tier 1, it's your first round of instruction. That's everyone in your classroom. Tier 1, after you finish, whether you do an exit ticket out, any kind of small assessment, 80% of your students should know it. If they don't, teachers go back and they say, maybe my lesson wasn't quite right. So we're really trying to bring up and really look at instruction in the classroom. We're going to be providing professional development and everyone working. Natalie's done an excellent job at leading the team, making sure that everyone's where they need to be, putting those products in place. Then there's also the atmosphere and trying to really bring positivity to Tahlequah Public Schools and to Tahlequah High School. So I have Anthony Amison. I want to bring him up. I would like, let's give Natalie a round of applause. Natalie, if you want to come up. I'm just going to turn it over to Anthony. He is the site district teacher of the year for the high school, and he just won the district teacher of the year. So he's both things. He wants to have a little bit that he wants to talk about, and then they're going to share something with you.
Yeah. Do you want to share it first, or just after?
You just could talk, and then we'll share.
Okay, I'll talk. Okay. All right. So here's kind of where this is. I hope I can actually get this out, because I didn't write it down. But I like to babble, so sorry. In education, consistency is challenging because we have so many ebbs and flows in this career, in this atmosphere. It's just the nature of education, right? When we have pandemics that hit us, where we have yearly, all of the breaks, summer breaks, all of these things. And so building a consistent program is challenging, right? What I've seen in the past few years is something amazing to me. I've been in Tahlequah now for 14 years. I started my teaching career here, and I pray that I get to finish my teaching career here. Maybe one day in another position. Administration would be nice. But many years ago, I was blessed to be able to work with this amazing person and character named Jason Proctor. And Jason Proctor was a former state teacher of the year. And I worked with him in coaching, and what he did was he showed me something amazing. He showed me the key to success through consistency. And he built this amazing program that was a platform in our cross-country team. And he showed me the value of how we can just continue to build this program and make it something amazing. And then he got state teacher of the year, and life changed for him. And he passed that torch to me. And it was a lot to take on. There was some big shoes to fill, but I continued that consistency. And in that consistency, we saw amazing success. And that's what I'm seeing right now in Tahlequah High School, and in Tahlequah Public Schools especially. But in Tahlequah High School, Lacey Wilson started something amazing a few years back during really a challenging time going through the pandemic. And she brought in beautiful programs like PBIS, Positive Behavioral Intervention Systems, and I was able to be a part of that team, and we started to build this culture change that was amazing. And then life changed, and she had to pass the torch, and she passed the torch to Natalie Cloud. And Natalie just continued to fuel that beautiful fire of consistency, and I'm seeing that so evidently this year. a little backstory on me is that I
I'm
was
sure the recipe card next, but I'm very excited because I do have a discount.
so a little backstory on me. I'm kind of a high school nerd. I got most spirited, and so I've always been like, yeah, let's go. I love school and this environment, and so excited about it. And then whenever I came to Tahlequah early on, there was just, again, it's that inconsistency and just the changes of people. And so the culture just hasn't been there. I'm just gonna be sincere, it hasn't been what I was expecting, what I wanted, what I desired. And now I see the shift, and it's happening, and the ball started, and now it's rolling aggressively, and it's a beautiful thing. And so we solved this aggressively this year through many, many things. We continue with PBIS, we brought more into conscious discipline training, we focus on these things, and now it's spilling back into the classroom. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's roll this footage and I'll have a little chat about this in just a second. No volume, no volume. There, no. You can just watch us dance without the volume, it's gonna be even better.
Sing. Hey, you're very artistic, sing.
Hold on. There it is. My students said I look like a gorilla. So there's that. So these are staff and our Palm Squad. So we just had this really amazing experience. And it's loud here, but let me tell you, in person, it was so loud that I'm actually still recovering from this. I'm about to break something right here. Yeah, he probably
Hey. Here comes Rising! Miss Jasper, go.
So if you could have been there, what you would have seen outside of the silliness of the dance and me looking like a gorilla, as my students said, what you would have heard and felt is this amazing fire that I have not experienced in Tahlequah High School in maybe my entire career. And that's just like a smidgen of what this year has been. Our pep assemblies, that's what they look like now. This is what I've been waiting for forever. I left that pep assembly totally deaf. I couldn't hear anything, right? I mean, and Mark Jordan was able to get them really fired up and get them excited. And then it's all based around this beautiful thing of incentive, right? So we give our students these incentives. We say, hey, what can you do to be excited to be here? And let's really, really take this and do something amazing with it. And they just love it. And so I could keep going on forever and ever. I want to finish with this. I want to say this. In that video, this is why I think it's such a beautiful thing. That wasn't just our teachers. Those were counselors, those were teachers, those were administrators, those were a DHS worker, okay? I mean, this is our entire school, right? Everyone getting excited about being here and showing the students our excitement. And that's beautiful. So.
I wanna know how you guys picked who was in the video, or was it volunteers or voluntold?
So, kind of voluntold, yeah.
I sent some names in.
Yeah, so I was with Rayleigh Cochran and she voluntold me to do it, and then we got to practice our dance in front of my class 15,000 times because she's a perfectionist. So my class, my 4th hour class, knew that I was ready. So I still feel like I look like a
Well,
good
I saw it today that you guys did it, and it was posted on social media
Yeah.
and everything, got shared by the
Yeah.
news and everyone
Yeah.
loved it.
Whatever.
Yeah, so on the data of that video, that's kind of interesting. So it went viral, it got really popular, 1.1 million views, so that's a lot. And then over 21,000 shares, or 21,000 loves and likes and all that stuff. Only a handful of trolls, that's exciting, the internet trolls, they only kind of came out a little bit, so that's good, but almost 500 comments of people saying, why aren't we doing that in our school? Oh, we're setting the standard. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Congratulations. Alright, do we have any public to be heard?
No.
Item F, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the minutes from the previous meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
And aye. Item G, Deputy Treasurer to report and discuss vote to approve or not approve the monthly financials. Hello.
Good evening. So you'll look at your report, the bank balance for the end of March 31st was $13,676,235.14. The receipts in the general fund for the month of March were $3,616,572.17. Building fund was $215,318.65. Co-op fund was $500. Sinking fund was $92,914.28. That gives the bank balance for general fund at the end of March, $8,956,129.14. Building fund was $1,924,664.26. Bond fund was $490,504.75. Sinking fund was $2,348,152.87. Activity account at the end of March was $1,107,287.58. And then on our utilities, I was kind of excited about this time. Electric, we paid $5,000 less this March than last March in electric. Gas was $14,000 less than last March.
Wow.
And water and sewer, we paid $1,400 more than last March. But I thought the electric and gas was a really good trade-off. And that's it. You guys have any questions?
Any questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Item H, discussion and vote to approve or not approve temporary appropriations for the 2023-24 fiscal year. Do I have a motion for items H, 1, 2, and 3?
I'll move. Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Coffin?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item I, Principal Director's Report, Athletics, Mr. Cloud.
You got me in line. I didn't send her a copy of the report before. I've been hooked up a little bit. And I'm just gonna do a little overview of this year, and kind of where we're at and what we see and where we're gonna go. So I just kind of put some thoughts together and I'll be quick. This year, every year, Tuckahoe has 34 coaches and that coach over 600 student athletes grades 7 through 12. To date, we have $510,823 that has come through the athletic department, and this includes gates, concessions, and fundraising. This next part is to show you the next part. Our athletic office has one full-time athletic director, an athletic department manager who's probably the real boss of the whole program, and then 2 part-time assistant ADs. I say that because we had 107 home events that started in August. So that's a lot. It kind of blew me away. I thought we were in the 80s to 90s, but we were at 107, and that's not even counting the stuff we hosted for other schools with the ORES, Special Olympics, and then the elementaries. Our cross-country girls and boys teams both qualified for state. Softball qualified for state. Football didn't have a great year, but they made the 6A2 playoffs. Both basketball teams, girls and boys, made the state tournament, and wrestling had 5 make it to state with an individual state champion, Jaden Moore. We do anticipate our track team, tennis teams, and golf teams to qualify as well. The boys golf team's doing really well. Tennis will have several, and track will have several. To date, we have 10 all-state selections, that's a good year for us. We're usually anywhere between 8 and 14, so we're right where we've always been. February 4th, we hosted our 8th annual Hall of Fame banquet where we recognized 7 past athletes and coaches. And for the most part, it was our most successful banquet, selling 55 tables. And I always say this, but we started this in 2014, and it was never our intention for a fundraiser. It was more of our intention for what Anthony was talking about, school pride, community pride, and kind of tying the community back to us, and that's paid dividends through different monies and athletic endowments. We have worked really hard on this Tahlequah Schools Athletic Endowment. We've had 2 big gifts that have gotten it off the ground, and we're in good shape there. The hard part about that, and Steve Worth always puts me kind of in my place a little bit, he's like, you're not working hard enough on it. I'm like, well, Steve, we've got everything else going on. So we try to dedicate about 8 hours a week to that, which is not near enough. But this summer we have big plans to really do some things to get more monies in there for the following year. The impact that will have, it won't be for graduates of 24, 25, 26. It'll be more in the 27, 28, 29, 30s when we can take a draw on that every year in July. And it will really offset the amount of fundraising our coaches have to do. Our coaches and our student athletes are excited for the completion of athletic bonds. Wayne? But no, it's my belief that these types of facility upgrades are necessary for us to be competitive, not only in the county, but in the 5A and the 6A schools that we play. And we've kind of worked on it, and I've talked to Ms. Jones a little bit about it. We haven't really jumped all the way into it, about a 5 and 10 year plan that would really take us to that next level athletically. I say all that, we've had a great year. Any school year has its challenges. You know, we wouldn't, I tell my wife this all the time, if there wasn't problems, we wouldn't have jobs. So we anticipate those. But I guess the thing that I'm most proud of this year is our coaches. I don't think they get enough credit every single day for what they do. You know, they all are, well, all but I think one are classroom teachers. So, you know, they teach 5 classes a day. They have a planning period if they're not coaching middle school and high school. We do have great stipends here collectively across the 5As and 6A schools. But in any other industry, if you saw what the amount of hours they put in, why would they do it? And all I can say is the reason they do it is because they love their kids. And, you know, teaching's a calling, coaching's a calling, any industry's a calling. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of. And I'll kind of piggyback off Anthony. Consistency is important. And for the most part, our head coaches, they've been very consistent. And those guys have great relationships with kids that will last into the 28, 29, 30 school years. So, any questions? That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Alright, item J, superintendent's report.
Well, I want to start with just shouting out to Natalie and Miss Yonk, who's not here. Natalie runs a high school that is larger than most school districts in the state. So I understand her being a first-year superintendent. I understand being a first-year principal of a district that size. It's like its own little district. And they all come with challenges for both of us every day, but every day is a new opportunity to be better than you've been before. And I think that's how she approaches it, and I appreciate that because that's how I approach it. And we are certainly blessed to have Matt as our athletic director. He is absolutely passionate about what he does. And it's a hard job. That is a super hard job. I get to go to Carline and get kids out of the cars and go to parties and read books in classrooms and do some of those things that remind me why we do the hard things. He doesn't get to do very many things like that. He doesn't get a lot of the feel goods. So, thank you for all that you do for us.
He's coaching middle school baseball, so.
Yes, he does. He's
that
actually the
one.
middle school baseball coach because we didn't have one, so we're working on that, I think. We're working on that. We're
He's
trying to build-
enjoying it, don't let him kid you.
I think he might trade that actually.
Yeah.
Like, can I keep the salary I have and just coach middle school baseball? But, back to what I'm supposed to be talking about. So today, we always start with the number of people we're making, an effect on. And so we have 508 employees as of today and 3,568 students. And I'm gonna start throwing a random fact at you each month when I can come up with something that's interesting. And there are plenty of interesting facts. So we have 704,297 square feet in our district buildings. That's what we take care of every day across the district, 704,000 square feet of space. That is a bunch to keep up with. We need all that space to put those 4,100 people in. But when people ask me about our district, that's just something I wanted to know, and something Brad was able to, calculate our insurance people, and I just thought that was a really interesting fact, I think about the size of my home and then put that in perspective of that. Glad I don't clean it also. Something else I just wanted to start with today is just a thank you to Cherokee Nation. We recently received a very large Cherokee Nation tag donation for our district, and I just want to give a shout out to the Cherokees for doing that. We do our technology replacement with that money, and that is something that it would be really hard for us to stay abreast of current technology if we didn't have those funds coming in. So I just really wanted to say another public thank you for that. So our enrollment numbers as of today, we said 3,568 kids at TPS. 191 of those are pre-K students. 430 of those are at Cherokee, 509 at Greenwood, 498 at Heritage, 672 at the middle school, and 1,268 at THS and Central. Transfers have pretty much stopped for this point. We're at capacity, and we will reset the transfer capacity this summer and get ready for next year. Bond project update. We do have our job superintendent, Mr. Wayne, from Willowbrook in the room with us. And so here are a few of the things that are going on with our projects, and maybe some things happen in the district today that I'm unaware of that we can add to this. Greenwood bond projects. At the beginning of May, work will begin in the parking lot at Greenwood. We're going to start demolition early. We were going to run in either to car line issues at the end of this year or the beginning of next. And we figured it was better to start now when they're used to our procedures rather than the first of the year when we're all crazy. So we're going to begin early, start ripping up that concrete asphalt, and hope to get a lot of it. He's promised me. I want him to promise me. But
Have not done that.
he will not promise me, but we'll do everything we possibly can to get that all put back in place before school starts next year, with some changes to the way it's laid out that I think will be very helpful in that car line. Some ideas with the car had and Rhonda had. They're working with a construction management company every day to try and make this transition as easy as possible. And with growth, they're growing pains with any type of growth. So we're going to have to be just flexible and patient as we go through these things. We got construction fence that's gonna start going up around the cafe area at Greenwood around May 22nd. And then we'll begin work on the new addition right off the front of the building right beside the cafeteria. At Cherokee, construction fencing is gonna be installed around the 19th of May. They're gonna begin removing the old bus line canopy and asphalt as soon as testing is over.
I'm sorry, that construction fence is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm sorry, thank you. Construction fence tomorrow. They're waiting to do the noisy things as much as possible around testing this year. And then they will begin working on the new library as soon as school is out in hopes of finishing that project by Christmas time. So then they can then begin on the bathroom addition that will be where the library is at Cherokee right now. The turf bond project, field stabilization is supposed to be Tuesday, and then it was supposed to be tomorrow, but now I think it's Thursday. But we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that Thursday is going to be the day. That's something that they've got to do before they can move forward with any of the other turf projects there. So it is still scheduled to be completed by mid-July, and we're gonna hold everybody to that. Wayne is on top of that for us. He's
We are.
keeping that company in line. Our athletic facility bond project, drove by there today. I know they have been doing some digging some footings, and they're hitting some rock. That's not surprising to anyone in Cherokee County. So that's been pretty interesting, but they planned for that. They knew that it would probably happen, so they're rolling with the punches as much as they can and doing what they need to. Slab hopefully will be poured still May 22nd-ish. And delivery date, actually, I got a text message when I was out of in Tulsa today that I think we have a delivery date on the building now,
First week in June.
first week in June. So that project probably will take until the end of the year before, yeah. All of, like, again, what I said, all these projects have growing pains, noise, inconveniences. And I'm just asking everybody that works here or has a child here or a spouse that works here or lives in a neighborhood to just be patient. Progress just sometimes is hard, but all good things. So we're very close now to being able to calculate the real costs of all the projects. One of the things that we're voting on tonight is hopefully our last GMP, or guaranteed maximum price, for the projects we had not bid yet. So we have a pretty good idea of what we'll have, and then we will start hitting all those other projects around the district as we know how these things all play out. A little bit of talk about graduation. I can't believe it's time to talk about graduation, but it is. Graduation will be held Friday, May 19th at 7 p.m. Just want to thank all of our administrators across the district, our SROs, maintenance crews, the coaches, ROTC, and the THS employees for their hard work. I mean, it's like a giant production, and it takes all of those people to get this off without a hitch. They will have practice on May 17th at 10 and May 18th at 1. And there will be plans made for rain or shine. We're gonna pray shine, but we will be prepared either way. In case of rain, the event will be held at the TMAC. If the weather is iffy, the graduates will be given 7 tickets at that Thursday practice. The decision will be made by noon, 1 o'clock on that Friday. We'll hold out as long as we possibly can. They'll have it all ready both places. And then we'll let everybody know where it's actually gonna be that evening. And if it is in the TMAC, the event will be live streamed on Facebook. If it's shining, and it's going to be, because power of positive thinking, an event will be held at the Northeastern State University Stadium, and there's no limits on guests, of course, if we have it there. We have Save a Senior plans that are working. I think they're talking about doing a big trip to Tulsa, so we've got kids signing up for that. We always want to have something safe for our kids to do after graduation, so thank you to those parents and sponsors that have been helping with that planning. And I will just need to know, as soon as you guys can let me know whether or not you can be there, and if you are going to be there, and if you need a robe, or something, let us know. I would ask that you be at the venue by 6:30, and we'll save you a parking place, so you can actually find a place to park at 6:30. And that is the end of that, unless you have any questions. Alright, thank you.
Right, item K, need a motion to vote to approve or not approve amendment number 4 for the child poverty bid packages on Greenwood Elementary Storm Shelter Edition and Cherokee Elementary Edition and renovation to guaranteed maximum price contract for construction management. Expenditures are to be paid from the bond fund 2021 bond issue. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Item L, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following surplus. Do I have a motion to approve item L 1 through 5?
I so moved. I'll second.
Any discussion?
I think somebody would buy that box of mason jars.
Can use it for Brody's wedding.
Yeah, see? Alright,
Any further discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. Item N, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the following bids or quote. Quote with express equipment rental and sales for new Ferris ISX 3300 zero-turn riding mower in the amount of $14,524 from the general fund. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
second.
Any discussion?
Is this coming from Brad, Daniel?
Just one of the expensive children that work in this,
Yes.
Robert and Brad are the
He
expensive
has
children.
expensive taste.
And well, with 704,000 indoor square feet, I will at some point have acreage for you,
Yeah.
yes, that they take care of.
Acres, they take care of it. And they keep them looking.
And they really do, so
Those mowers, man, what's in the mowing? Holy
They do.
cow.
they keep our facilities very nice.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And aye. I am gonna do this one because we gotta change it. I make a motion to approve item N 1 through 3, removing item 4 from the agenda. Do I have a second? Any discussion?
The item we removed was just a facilities agreement, and they're not going to need our facilities, so it needed to be removed.
Okay.
Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Item O, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the schedule of encumbrances of O 1 through 3. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. I'm gonna do this one because we also have some changes here. Make a motion to approve item P 1 through 6, removing from item P2, Tara trustee, Greenwood teacher pending certification. Removing from item 6, Sharon Key, teammates, special care para, Greenwood, Kyrie Thompson, special care para. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. And I do have an item of new business.
We didn't approve items, number
You did
7.
seven.
Each
Sorry.
6.
I just skipped it. Alright, I make a motion to approve item P7, reappointment.
I'll second.
Ms. Walker?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? And I. Thank you, Brittany. Alright, now new business. I move to approve the resignation of Rachel Wappler, TNS, as special care para, effective 4/18/23. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Walker? Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Ms. Kaufman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?